Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Friday night. You know what that means. It's time for the number one sports podcast in the world. It's time for Sports4U. Live on YouTube. I'm John. That's Mark. Nick Freaks is on the way. Live on your TV screens, your laptops, your desktops on YouTube and on X. So make sure you subscribe to Sports4U podcast on YouTube. Follow us on X. Like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Sports4U Podcast. Follow me at John Watson 0984 on X and Instagram. Follow Marco and on TikTok at John Watson 0984. Follow Mark on Instagram at Hi I'm Mark 1 on X. Follow Nick on X, Instagram, and TikTok at 99 Gorilla. Lots to talk about the NBA world. We got the second half part of the Final Four. Right now, UConn is up 14 on UCLA, 27-13, as we're 8 minutes left in the first half. We got the Bird and Taurasi show on right now. Sue Bird, Nina Taurasi up in the suite. They got Jaime Jaquez Jr., of course, from Bruin, and of course Miami Heat, second-year player, and of course the older brother of UCLA's Gabriela Jaquez. So they're supporting his sister and his alma mater here on this day. But right now, the Bruins are in deep trouble. They are down 14 to the Huskies. But they got some points ASAP. Already, the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks are going back to try to retain their crown. And now they await the winner of this game that will happen on Sunday afternoon. What up, Parker? What up, Sam? Yeah, so let's go ahead and get to some topics. Let's start with what we're doing right now with this watch along for the women's Final Four. Obviously, South Carolina said we're not playing no games tonight. We came out here just to whoop ass, and that's exactly what they did, getting the victory over the Texas Lady Longhorns.
So they got Lady Longhorns and Lady Cocks.
Yeah, you all right, man? But they got the W. They got the W tonight over Texas, and now they await UConn or UCLA to see who they'll defend their national title against. Again, the score is still 27-13 with 6:45 left in the first half. The Lady Huskies are up and looking like they're going to, if this keeps up, they will be on their way to the national title game. It was in the same position last year when we did our watch along for the ladies women's Final Four against Iowa, and we all know how that ended on that bogus screen.
Yeah,
that was just in there. What up, Trail? Trail. All right, Parker, Sam, everybody was good. Everybody. I think we all just are preparing for it to be South Carolina and UConn on Sunday afternoon, and we'll see what happens. Can South Carolina go back to back? Can UConn win their first national title since 2016? They went 8 years without a natty. It shows you how the landscape of college basketball has changed. UConn was winning like every year, every other year, every 2 years. They haven't won a national title in 8 years. You know, Orim is the all-time winners coach in college basketball, but has not been back in the natty. Has not won a natty since 2016. Year my daughter was born. Actually, 7 months before that, to be exact. So we'll see what can UConn hold on to this lead, or can UCLA mount a comeback and try to pull off an upset. I know a lot of people want this to be USC versus UCLA, but obviously with the injury to Juju, we lost that. Unfortunately, and congratulations to Juju. No surprise, was named the AP Women's College Basketball Player of the Year earlier this week. Today, no surprise, Jared Cooper Flag of Duke was named the Men's AP College Basketball Player of the Year. But this game clearly is looking like it's getting out of hand. I don't know what Corey Post is going to have to tell their troops when they get back in the locker room, but something's got to give for the Bruins to get back in this game. There's Warren Betts. They might need a lot more. They're gonna need a lot for Warren Betts to get back going. But it's
can't stop the turnovers.
Yeah. So. Cody, what up with it?
Cody, what up with it, G?
But they have a uphill battle to climb. Shout out to Jaime wearing the white wearing the SB4s Navies. But
the UConn 4s, that's crazy.
Yo, I didn't even think about that. And UCLA is a Jordan Brand school. They actually got, I don't know if you saw it, Mark. Jordan Brand hooked all the UCLA Lady Bruins up with the white cement 4s on the way to Tampa.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, that's really dope.
Yeah, so
shout out to them, man.
Yeah, so shout out. See, I guess Bruins wear Jordans too. But going to commercial now. Let's talk about some news. Obviously, like I said, it's Final Four weekend. Tomorrow, let's go ahead and talk about the men's Final Four before Nick gets here. We'll start talking about all the other topics we got going on for these next 90 minutes, 2 hours. It's the Battle of the Ones starting tomorrow. We got Auburn in Florida. We got Duke versus Houston. Look, I don't want Duke to win, but I'm already bracing myself for it.
Man, Duke winning the championship, man. Fuck Duke, but Duke winning the championship.
Man, I don't want to see it, but yeah, it's gonna happen, unfortunately. Dang, Blue Devils suck. But the question, I think it's gonna be Duke versus Florida, and then we'll see what happens Monday night. It's more than likely it's gonna be Duke versus Duke in the national championship, but I don't want to see it. I'm preparing for it. I just don't like that school. I hate these dudes. I don't want to see them win. I don't want to see them prosper or anything. That's just how I feel. I mean, can't change my mind about it. Also, and then Sunday, like I said, the women's national championship will be Sunday back in Tampa with South Carolina versus either UCLA or UConn. But where it's looking like it's going to be UConn. Appreciate that, Cody. Sending love to Mark's pops on yesterday. So
appreciate that.
Yeah, so shout out to pops, we miss you. But Monday will be the men's natty, but we'll see how things play out this weekend. Also goes down this weekend. It's something important. They announced the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame class for the upcoming year. So every year at the Final Four, we obviously find out the finalists at the NBA All-Star weekend, and then at the Final Four, they announce who's going to be inducted in Springfield later on that year. Well, we found out 2 of those inductees within the last 24 to 48 hours. We found out one on Wednesday, and we just found out one before the start of the show. And that is these 2 gentlemen right here, Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard. Both will be first ballot Hall of Famers. Will both be getting inducted in the Hall of Fame this coming summer or fall, whenever they have the ceremony. But congratulations to them. Carmelo, we did tweets from Shams Charania, who broke both stories. Carmelo Anthony has been notified first ballot, Carmelo Anthony has been notified that he's been elected into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025. Sources tell ESPN. Anthony made 10 All-Star appearances, 6 All-NBA teams in 19 seasons to go along with 3 Olympic gold medals for Team USA. Then there's Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard has been elected a first ballot member of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025. Sources tell ESPN. Howard was an 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, a 2020 NBA champion, and won a gold medal with Team USA. Of course, he was part of the Redeem Team in 2008 with Melo, LeBron, Kobe back in Beijing. Let's reflect on these two guys' career, and we're gonna give them their flowers in a minute. Let's start with Melo. I mean, there's no surprise one of these dudes are going to the Hall of Fame. They're both worthy. They both were just at the best, at the top of their. That's right. I forgot they did not include that, but Melo won the national championship as a freshman at Syracuse.
True.
So you're gonna say that Melo wasn't a champion? He did win a natty. He was the true definition of a one and done. He went there, got the ring, got a natty, and just I'm gone.
I'm getting up out of here,
man. And nobody had, and there was nothing wrong with it. But I think my Melo's career, obviously, one of the best scorers in NBA history. And shout out to the panel. I'm not talking, and I'm talking about the halftime panel. Shanae, L. Duncan, Andrea Carter.
I thought you were talking about
no. Heck no.
Well, Sue Bird ain't bad.
Sue Bird ain't bad. We all know she plays for other teams.
She plays both.
She might. But she got rocking the bolo tie.
She rocking the bone me tie?
Bolo. What? Did you say the bone me tie?
That's crazy, dog. Did you even say that?
Did you say she's rocking a bone me tie?
Happy heavenly birthday to my recently departed uncle.
Yeah, RP to Uncle Sam. I say noodles saying Sam. Yeah, prayers Sam. But yeah, congrats to Melo on being inducted to the Hall of Fame. One of the best scorers. Obviously, we all know he didn't get a ring in the NBA, but man, the what if? Because obviously everyone believes that we all know the true story was he was supposed to be the third member to be in Miami with LeBron and D Wade, but obviously he decided to take the extension. Pause. The contract extension.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
To stay an extra year in Denver instead of be a free agent in 2011, as opposed to being a free agent in 2010 with Bron and D Wade and Chris Bosh, Mark Stoudemire. But clearly dynamic scorer. He had when he got to the Knicks at that trade deadline in 2010, 2011. He set it on fire. Obviously hated he didn't get a ring, and obviously he made a lot of business decisions, but I can't be mad at him. But when I think about Carmelo Anthony, I think about one of the one-on-one players, one of the best scorers in the NBA. They truly walked. When he got the ball, you knew somebody was probably about to get cooked.
Yep. First class Hall of Famer. He was a first class bucket, man.
Yes.
Like you said, I wish he would have made a different decision, and we seen him with D Wade and Bron.
Yeah.
I think that could have been really special. I think that whole dynamic of that team would have been different. But we got what we got, and I'm glad that business decision didn't alter any relationship between the three. The three are still really good friends.
Absolutely. Yeah, obviously the banana boat crew, but which is still wild is called three men a banana boat crew. But you know what I'm saying?
There's four of them because Chris Paul was there too. Right?
That's right. Chris Paul was. And only woman on that boat was Gabrielle Union.
Sam, my mama's 66th birthday.
Little business. Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
We just announced that too, Sam. We're gonna talk about Dwight in a second. But Melo, like I said, he was a walking bucket, man. I wanted him on the Lakers. Didn't happen, unfortunately.
My condolences, Cody.
Absolutely, Cody. I wanted him on the Lakers, man. It didn't happen, unfortunately. Thought we was close, but it didn't happen. He stayed with the Knicks. Um, I didn't like how things were received with him in New York, with him and Mike Dan because of him and Mike D'Antoni. But all out one of the best. And joining us now from the H Town, the one and only Nick Freeze. Nick, what up?
Dang, I'm over there politicking.
Nah, we over here talking about greatness. We're talking it's Hall of Fame talk right now, brother. We ain't politicking
Oh yeah,
right
what's
now. No
going?
politicking right now.
What's going on right now?
We talk about this.
Oh Nick, you already know what's up with it, dog.
Oh yeah, you already know.
First ballot.
They whooping ass.
UConn is saying, yeah, head back to college.
UConn said no USC, no problem.
Oh, touch pass by Page.
So Nick, what you mentioned a lot, and before you got here is the Lady Cox beat the Lady Longhorns.
By the way, anytime they make a shot like that, that means they said
Ain't that the same thing?
Yeah, but they were different colors.
one was dark orange, the other was maroon.
And so what it's looking like in the final four is gonna be a championship game is gonna be the Cox taking the doggy style.
Hey yo, Bella, what up?
I have nothing to say.
Cock taking the doggy style was mistake. What's wrong with you?
Hey, look, that's nasty work. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You think?
Shout out to Paige and them though. They about to win everything. I got them. You know, I want Don State to win too, but it looks like it's gonna be this is Paige time to shine.
They out here just getting. They out here making.
Oh shit!
So you got the dogs beating the Cox.
Something really wrong. Something really wrong with this dude, man.
I mean, dogs lick their own lipstick every day.
My bad. The dogs beating the Lady Cox.
Yeah, that's even wilder.
You heard me?
What happened?
I said they lick their own lipstick every day.
What? All right. Bye. Nick, we talking about the Hall of Fame also goes down this week. We find out who's going in the basketball Hall of Fame this weekend. We already got 2 first ballot. We just talked about Melo, Dwight Howard going in. We just talked about Melo. Give us your thoughts on Melo going in the Hall of Fame, brother.
Oh man, shit! It was expected. People thought he wasn't going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer for some reason? The motherfucker was a top 5 player when he was at his best for a very long time.
I agree.
The only people that at one point were better than him was LeBron, Kobe, and coincidentally probably Dwight Howard.
And who will be inducted in the Hall of Fame with him this summer or fall, whenever they have the ceremony.
I have a question.
In the building, main event Nessa in the building.
Main event. Hey, what up with it?
All right, hey, John.
Yo.
So Dwight Howard's good enough to be a first ballot Hall of Fame, but not good enough to be top 75.
Jesus. Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, same thing with Tracy McGrady.
Well, I said Tracy McGrady should have been first ballot Hall of Fame, but you can make.
Mac got in first. No, he didn't.
I said he should. He should have been.
That's what he said.
Well,
I'm not mad at that.
You saying Mac shouldn't have been a top 75? What up, Mac?
I'm not mad if he didn't make top 75 because Dwight Howard didn't make top 75.
But that's a whole other.
But Damian Lillard is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a whole other conversation.
Hey, and Kyrie's not. And Kyrie's not. Yeah, okay. Who was Damian Lillard ever better than Kyrie Irving?
If you can name 75 basketball players, I think I still wouldn't agree with it, but it still sounds crazy.
This is a dope ass shirt.
Hey, what the heck?
It makes no sense that Dwight Howard's not a top 75 player in the league. That makes absolutely no sense. That is crazy.
It's insane. It's insane, man. But back to Melo. Melo walking bucket. And I think we
Yep.
need to remind, because a lot of people never got this. We need to remind people of Melo's greatness. But nobody can tell Melo's greatness better than Melo.
Let's get to work.
The game will always be about a bucket.
So it's different options. One dribble pull up. One dribble step back. I just want to get my shoulder bind. Then I can fade.
I'm actually looking at the rim as I'm jabbing. If I jab, I know I'm jabbing and going right up. Attention to details.
And shot fake.
So I'll bounce it right and all one motion just go. Once you have your base set, you have your angle to the basket, it's all the same motion at that point in time. It's just muscle memory. Pressure was figuring out what I was going to eat day to day.
Just bucket all day.
The NBA wasn't pressure. We lived for those moments.
It's an art to scoring. It's an art to getting a bucket.
My shoulder's in the middle of your chest.
Because he's jamming me with his right arm, he's taking the bump. He's backing up and then coming this way.
Well, I'm coming to you. Can't recoup. He didn't know what to do with that. I want the defender to go that way. I can spin back off of that.
The great ones are not great right away. They build up to being great. You work on that. Before you know it, you have this bag of just greatness that you're dealing with that you can tap into at any given moment.
Dog.
Walking bucket.
He was. Oh my God, this match is ridiculous.
Hey, I haven't watched anything.
Oh my God, this you start knowing what match I'm talking about. This is crazy. This is crazy.
I need those.
John, all I gotta say is the holy shit moment happened.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Immediately after the show. Hey, relax, fam. We're not doing that. We're not doing that today.
By the way, Nick co-signed. Hey. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's what after the show. Dwight Howard. I'm gonna read Dwight Howard's credentials again for those who don't know. If y'all must have forgotten, like Roy Jones said, 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, Olympic gold medalist.
John,
we're the top 35.
At one point in the NBA, the only two players better than him was Kobe and LeBron. Dwight Howard was insane. Dwight Howard was insane. Dwight Howard legitimately would stop things from going to the paint.
Don't worry, Lejon. I don't think you don't have to hope too much. UCLA's getting done.
Nah, yeah.
They're not. I don't think.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry.
They're afterthought right now.
Noodle said, "No offense, y'all, but if you could put Melo and Dwight in the top 35, who coming out? Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard.
Listen. I'm with was it Gilbert that said that when they did the top 75, they should have took out some of them older motherfuckers that was in there originally. Bill Walton. Yeah, some of them motherfuckers that come out.
They just added 20. They just added 20. Remember, people forget if you were an early day one watcher of Sports4U, me, Mark, and Nick actually predicted the next 25 go. They didn't remember the top 50 didn't have Dominique in the top 50.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Which is crazy.
Yo, slide down low.
That is crazy. Oh shit.
Oh. Natalie Newspaper, that's the new coach of the Ghost State Valkyries, the new WNBA team in the Bay Area.
Area.
Natalie Meeks. Oh.
Natalie's meat.
But yeah, shout out. But yeah, she brought gifts. She brought. I think it's today's Diamond Class's birthday. Somebody
Eating dinner later on tonight.
Is that a cup?
Girls don't wear cups, man.
Oh, it's all right. It's a mug.
What's wrong with this nigga John, man?
She said she wants some sake.
All right, come on.
All right, let's talk
Nope.
let's go back to talking about Dwight Howard. Before the Dwight Mayer and everything happened, and he was on this team, that team, this team, that team, Dwight Howard was the best center in basketball. First overall pick out of high school. Back to back, you had LeBron, you had Dwight Howard, #1 picks come straight out of high school in back-to-back years.
Mm-hmm.
Best defensive player in the league. Arguably, you can argue one of the greatest defensive players of all time.
Right.
That is facts.
And at his peak, there was not a big man that was effing with this dude on any level in the NBA. I know everyone talking about Brook Lopez and people like that.
Lopez.
Because they said,
please,
long years ago, Nick, because everybody was talking about the decline of the big man in the NBA, and there was only like 5 or 4 big men who were averaging 20, and I think Dwight, Brook Lopez were 2 of them. I can't remember those. It was like way back in like 08, 09. It was like during some of Dwight's peak years in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, Dwight Howard was literally one of the best big men ever. And do not be misconstrued by what you saw at the end of his career, from the injuries, all the Dwight Mayer drama, him getting traded here, him signing here. Dwight Howard is literally one of the best to ever play. And if y'all don't believe it, let us show you the greatness of Dwight Howard. Hold on.
The lob for Howard. Mike, can they get a good look at the three? Oh! Dang, trying to blow in, blocked by Howard. Leaves Henderson inside, and he has it rejected. They lob it up high. Howard! Oh, man! When the Magic get the ball. Howard bats it in the high-powered offense. Nice play from Howard. Ball loose. Howard comes up with a steal. Can they still get it? Yep. Good hustle. It's Nelson. Alley-oop. Oh! Frozen. Howard again. For the Celtics. Here's Allen with the step. Oh, rejected it. More on the shot clock. And the three-point miss. Howard with the offensive rebound. Puts it through. And look here. Not anymore. Howard, a man.
Dog. Nigga.
If y'all ain't I don't remember. I hope.
Dog. There was so many. I said, get that shot out about 15 times watching that video.
Well, that might have been, some of them might have been in the same game.
Oh, yeah, a few of them were. Dog. There was nobody. It's not even close to who was fucking with him during that time.
Yeah. Do I gotta play the Michael Redd video again? No, do I gotta play the Michael Redd video from the other day? Come on, man. We're not going there.
Nah, we're not doing that.
Team led by Stan Van Gundy was pretty good. He had Dwight with a bunch of shooters. JJ, Turkoglu. Remember, they had Jameer Nelson was the point guard. Then he got hurt. He tore his labrum during the season. Then they had to go trade for Ray for Austin and still got to the finals. They had Courtney Lee on that squad as well. The Orlando team was nice, man. If Cleveland was running their front office like Orlando, they probably would have been in the finals. They probably would have got Kobe versus Bron both times. But no, they said no. We don't want Michael Redd. We want Mo Williams. We don't want Amari Stoudemire. We want J.J. Hickson, and we'll settle for Antoine Walker. Y'all wonder why Bron left.
Wait, yeah, that's Antoine Walker?
I mean, Antoine Jameson, my bad. Well, heck, they might would have traded for Antoine Walker as bad as
that's hate.
Declining was.
That is hate. It's true, but it's hate.
Just saying, man, they probably would have traded. They probably would have traded for Antoine Walker instead of trading for freaking Antoine Jameson. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dwight Howard, man. Look, the career this dude had. Look, I know everybody brings up all the Shaq stuff and this and that. We don't, and I'm gonna bring up Shaq in a little bit because we got a huge discussion to have about players from the past and players in the present happening tonight.
I agree with everything LeBron said, man. 275 points he would have had.
Yes, it's 250. But I get, but I'll let you have 275. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's just not. I mean, I'm happy for these dudes. Let them have their moment, and obviously the rest of the Hall of Fame class will be announced tomorrow. I think on College Game Day or during the countdown, the preview to the Final Four. So, but congratulations to Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard for getting into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Let's see where we're going to go to now on this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where's that? Second find where I want to go to. All right. But you know, we have good players, and we got players who just don't understand. Who just don't understand. And one of those guys is John Morant. John Morant. We should be talking about John Morant.
Can switch everything, which they did.
Morant goes on where? Step back. And it goes! John Morant wins it for Memphis.
Instead, Demetrius. Who the fuck is Demetrius? That's his real name. Oh. We're talking about this.
That nigga's like Bernard.
John Morant. Now Exhibit A, April 1st, with the Golden State Warriors. The gun gesture. Now let me also say this. Him and Buddy Hield did that to each other. So they both got warnings, which leads to last night. After he makes a jumper against the Miami Heat, he does it again. That resulted in the NBA saying, and this happening today in regard to John Morant. John Morant, who just seemed to can't get out of his own freaking way. Yo, chill, Nick. We're fined $75,000. Sham Charania tweeted this out, and when I first saw this, I was hoping it was AI, but then I heard it was deleted. So when I hear somebody post something that's deleted, that means it was really them. This was John Morant's Instagram story.
Yep. Exactly. That's him.
Have too much on this. John Morant, and then you put out that statement. It's like, I can't do no wrong and want to play the victim. Nah, bro. You can't be the victim on this one. You're your own worst enemy. You're your own worst enemy. We talked about this 2 years ago. You're your own worst enemy. You don't hear the victim. You're not a heel, dog. You're not an evil dude. You're not a mean dude. You're a good brother. You're a good kid. Be yourself.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That would have been a post. Trying to me to be somebody I'm not. Stop trying to be someone you're not. I'm from the East Side.
Tell him,
You
John.
do not know that. Unless you really on my bad side.
I seen it.
Nick's from the East Side. Mark's from the West Side. But you wouldn't know that.
Mark is funny as fuck.
Our parents, Kepler's right. I got a mom in the next room. She'll tell you. I had grandparents. That's right. His parents. Nick's mama. Come on now. I'm going to get to Team Morant in a minute.
Oh, no. That should be Stephen A. Smith's job. He's like telling Dad.
You know something? I'm out of here.
But to John Morant, you need help. You need help, bro. You need help. And the Team Morant, I'm just going to say this. While you busy partying on the sideline, you need to pull your son to the sideline. Floor is yours. Drink my Pepsi.
I'm with John, man. John got to make better decisions, man. At this point, you just self-sabotaging your whole career, man.
How much money you gonna lose?
Yeah, all that's unnecessary, man. It's a million other celebrations you could have done outside of the gun gestures coming off of the last couple years of your life. What's been going on? I'm not saying nothing to T. His son is a grown man, so I'm speaking directly to the job, bro.
That's right.
He just got to do better, man. And as a black man, I'm hoping that he looks in the mirror. He gonna listen to Michael Jackson, and play with the man in the mirror, and just be like, man, you know what? I just gotta do better, man.
I hate you, but you were right and you were wrong all at the same time. What up, B?
What up, B?
Go ahead, Nick.
Ja Morant, dog. At some point, dog, you gotta realize that, is it really worth it? Is a little celebration really worth you just keep losing money? And people make the excuse of like, oh, other people do it and this and that. Well, other people don't have the same issues that he has with guns with the NBA.
Yep.
I seen somebody was like, oh, Josh Giddey did it like a couple of nights ago. Well, Josh Giddey don't have gun problems. A history of gun problems. He got his own issue of problems, but he doesn't have gun problems.
Now,
I'm gonna go there.
Now, if you took a pedophile sign, then I'd be on.
Here's my thing there, and I heard Jay Williams say this, and I agree with him.
If he started moonwalking, then I'd be like,
jail more.
Oh, my bad.
This will all be if y'all want. Everyone wants to bring up what everyone else is doing. Look, we're focusing on Ja Morant's history, but the NBA could easily ban this celebration.
Easily.
The NFL banned celebrations. They banned the gun. They banned the gun salute from the NFL games. They banned anything that seems of sexual nature. They just banned what? CeeDee Lamb had the nose wipe, which they banned that. So if they want to ban it, they can.
They should have stopped Lawrence Taylor from doing.
Yo, you good?
My bad.
Wow, man. Wow. Go ahead, keep going, Nick. Keep going.
At some point, you got to hold yourself accountable for what you're doing. Like I said, is the celebration really worth you just losing money? Like, is it really that serious? Like, dog, choose any other celebration. How about this? Just don't do nothing. You know, I understand you want to celebrate because, you know, you just go or whatever, but it's like, dog, all that shows is that you just want to do what you want to do, dog. And if you want to do that, they'll keep on finding you until it gets to a point where it's a suspension all over again. Do you really want to go through all that all over again? Is it really worth it? It's not worth it. You missed out on too much money. You missed out on too much momentum as a star. You missed out on endorsements, everything behind that.
I heard Lou Williams today on FanDuel say he think he needs to change the scenery. Well, he's too busy trying and then I heard like Jay Williams talking about because these dudes they want to hang around Young Boy, they want to hang around Pooh Shiesty. What's that? Who he is? Yeah.
Pooh Shiesty is the nigga that wear the Young Buck mask. You heard me, Mark?
No, I was asking somebody else. Yeah, I heard. I know.
Yeah. He wear that mask. They call it the Pooh Shiesty now.
Yeah. So I mean, you want to hang around these dudes, but but you're not about that life, John. And like I said, like Mark said, we can bring up T. Morant, you know what I'm saying? But you know, kid's grown man. He old enough to pay insurance, man. So therefore, grow up. And I don't know what change the scenery do because certain cities might be worse for him. Like if he came to LA, You saw what it did to Javaris Crittenton. Life ain't never been the same since.
Man, look.
I don't know if he right foot big.
No, he's an idiot.
No, what he need an OG on his team, man. I'm not talking about somebody that's just older. I mean like an OG, like
right. If I put it like this, if this was the Zach Randolph Tony Allen Grizzlies,
he wouldn't be doing this.
Not.
No whatsoever.
No. So that's what I'm saying. He need an OG on his team, man. He needs somebody that enforcer that will stop that, man. I'm trying to think of somebody who has that now. I think the NBA moved all those out the league.
Yep, for sure. They all retired or they gone.
Used to stay on the East Side Mess back in the late 80s and early 90s. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's yeah. If you know, you know. But let's get back to more stuff on the court. JJ Redick. So there's been a lot of who's going to be most improved player right now. And Nick, I need you to get on the laptop because I need you to find the last 5 to 10 most improved players. Because I want you to see there's a pattern that I heard yesterday when I was listening to Sedano and Cap about it seems like where.
Oh, I got you.
But
I'm doing it right now. I'm already in the middle of it. Where this is going with the most improved player, how you vote for him. I hate the award. Just call it the high draft pick that is on a max contract and is now an all-star. So I'm gonna let you you said the last 10?
Exactly. But we like the last 5. But I'm gonna let y'all hear what JJ said about this yesterday.
Austin's in the mix for most improved.
Is he?
I think like odds-wise, it's like 30.
I hate that award because they failed to define it, and I think the spirit of it has been taken out of whack. I don't like that award. Just call it the high draft pick that is on a max contract that now is an all-star. Just call it that award. Who's that guy? Because that's what it's become.
But if you were making the case for Austin,
am I wrong?
But he wouldn't be that guy. Don McClain won it. Bobby Simmons won it.
No, I'm saying that's what it's become.
What? But we could.
Yeah.
You could
I'm
speak
just
to
saying,
the voters right now.
In the last 5 years, that's what it's become.
Right.
I don't think that's the spirit of the award.
Last 4 to 5 years.
All right, so I'm gonna do it since 2020.
Go ahead.
In 2020, Brandon Ingram won. 2021, 2021, Julius Randle won it.
Top 7 pick.
The next year, John Morant won it.
By the way, both former Lakers. Number 2 overall pick.
Oh my Jesus!
When he should have went to Desmond Bain.
Yes.
2023, Lauri Markkanen.
Another first lottery pick.
And last year was Tyrese Maxey.
Another lottery pick.
I get what he's saying, but those players did make big ass jumps, especially Lauri Markkanen, because Lauri Markkanen was looking like a draft bust before that year. He was looking terrible. He was not looking good. They didn't want him in Chicago. He was looking trash, and he had him a hell of a year. I honestly think he deserved that one because he was not looking like he compared to the rest of them. I can say that he may be the exception to the rule because he was looking like a bust for a while. He wasn't looking like the player that he is at all.
Yeah, I'd be looking like a.
Yo, you all right, man? But yeah, I get what JJ's saying, and it's all because the question was asked about Austin Reeves probably being a favorite as one of the most improved players. I want to give you as of this, I think it was as of today or yesterday. These were the Vegas odds for who's the favorite to win most improved player.
Dyson
Daniels. No, he's the favorite. Then it's Cade Cunningham, former number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham. Then you got Christian Brown, Tyler Hero, Evan Mobley.
High pick, a lot of
Here's the thing.
I think Christian Brown was a second
round.
Either in the
He's a
first
second
round,
rounder.
pick, and we all know Cade
He's a second rounder.
in the draft. Tyson Williams was a lottery pick.
I think that Cade Cunningham got the nod because Cade Cunningham already got paid, so that theory is thrown out the window. But at least for him, but he did make a big jump from last year to this year. He's the main reason why their team is in the playoffs. But I'm like this. I said this when Brandon Ingram won. I said that if you're like a top 3 or even a top 5 pick, and you're doing something that you're winning most improved player for, I feel as if you're hitting the potential that you were supposed to. So I don't think you should get an award for doing what we drafted you to do, outside of winning the MVP or something like that. Like there should be a most improved for a number 1 overall pick, unless the nigga's been trashed or he does like a crazy jump. Like the nigga go from averaging like 18 to like 33 or some shit like that's a crazy jump in production. But I also see why he should win it. Who else? Dyson Daniels he should win Defensive Player of the Year, even though I think they'll probably get it to Draymond Green.
Yeah.
But Dyson Daniels should win Defensive Player of the Year. That motherfucker averaging 3 steals a game. That's crazy.
He got, I think, 194 steals for the total for the season.
Dog, he's averaging 3 per game.
Well, you brought up Draymond Green. All right, but real quick, I want to bring up something, and then we only get to Draymond. We won't spend too much. This will be a quick topic. Kevin Durant. We all expect that he's probably going to be on his way out of Phoenix after this season. Shams said this on Pat McAfee show yesterday. Because obviously it seemed like the Suns and KD are trying to find him a trade. I think back in 23, a trade was declined from the Brooklyn Nets that would have sent Kevin Durant to Boston for Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a first-round pick. They still
during that time, I would have said no too. During that time, I would have said no too. Derek White wasn't as good as he is now during that time, and neither was Jaylen Brown.
And I think this was around the time when Kevin Durant first asked for the trade. Well, let me play the clip.
There was a lot of mutual interest between Kevin Durant and the Celtics in the summer of 22 when he asked for a trade. And I know right now you probably hate me saying this. They offered Jaylen Brown. They offered Derek White. They offered a first-round pick.
I remember.
Brooklyn had said no, and they kept him. And then they ultimately traded him for a haul from Phoenix.
And they got the bigger haul from Phoenix with Mikal Bridges and stuff. So it paid off well for Brooklyn. And then obviously they fleeced the Knicks and Mikal Bridges. So I think Brooklyn is going to be all right. But speaking of Draymond Green, Draymond. I want to first play this clip because obviously there's been a lot of discussion about players from this generation not respecting players from past generation. I want to play this clip first from All-Star Weekend. This is Draymond Green on the state of the current NBA.
It's not smart basketball no more. I saw a clip not too long ago where Kobe said, like, yo, it's accidental basketball. He couldn't have been more right. It was so refreshing to play against Bron because every possession is like a chess match. But you don't just get that on a regular basis. It's just who can run faster, who can hit more threes. It's no substance. And so I think it's very boring.
So Draymond said the current state of the NBA is boring. Now, someone who called that was the big old Oscar Robertson. This was Oscar Robertson on Sirius NBA Radio during All-Star Weekend as well.
Draymond said so much, who cares what Draymond says? It doesn't mean anything. People, this is what I mean, one guy can say this and one guy can say that. The game is what it is. People either like the game or they don't, and I think people enjoy the game. especially if their team can win. And you look at the basketball, it might be boring to him because if he's not passing the ball to Curry, what is he doing?
I agree. Triple single is
not to single that out because I think he knows how to play basketball, but he passes the ball to Curry more than anyone I've ever seen in basketball. And so it means a lot. So, it might be boring to him at times because of what he's doing. Maybe it is boring when he's out there. He's not shooting a lot, and he's not guarding a lot. So it's boring.
What?
What the fuck is he talking about? He's basically saying that Draymond, he can, of course, you think the game is boring. All you do is pass the ball to Steph Curry. Draymond saw that. Now, I'm not going to play the whole clip, so y'all can tell me when y'all want me to stop. But this was Draymond's response to Oscar Robertson on the Draymond Green show.
Big O is 86 years old. I'm never going to disrespect one of the pioneers of the game because he shared a bad opinion.
Well, Draymond said so much. Who cares what Draymond says? It doesn't mean anything. If he's not passing the ball to Curry, what is he doing?
I'm not sure what idiot wouldn't want to pass Steph Curry the ball when he's the greatest shooter of all time. Why wouldn't I? Quite honestly, Big O, I get a lot of pleasure out of passing the ball. I actually find a rhythm through passing. I enjoy that. So I've always been a pass-first guy, just how I play the game. In the year that Big O won a championship when he was starting to age, you were passing the ball to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar himself. Mr. Skyhook, Lou Alcindor, for those that's a little age. I was also extremely surprised, BD. During the skills challenge that I blew, I saw him on the sideline. I got up out my seat, I went and said hello. And he's like, man, you still out there doing it. Keep on going. I love watching you play, man. I just love watching you play. You keep going. And then the next morning, he completely flip and go opposite. I was a little surprised by that, I must say, because it wasn't quite that same energy when I saw him. And by the way, if he told me right in my face, like, hey, we don't care what you say, you just passed Steph Curry, I'd be like, all right, Big O, respect. That's your opinion. Quite honestly, at 86, I'm pretty sure Big O ain't watching many of our games. Big O's sound asleep by the time we play at night. Like,
bro, you gotta stop.
No, Big O is sound asleep by the time
you
we
gotta
play.
stop. Bro,
There's 0% chance Big O is up watching
Big O alone. We love you, Big O.
No, we love Big O for sure.
You're a pioneer.
Yes, absolutely.
It was a hot take. And you gotta think about it sometimes. Like, we all in church. You know what I'm saying? We see people in church, you gonna act the same.
All right, that's enough. All right, Mark, you heard enough. Pass that. First of all, Draymond's the most overrated player ever.
Oh no, he's not. He's one of them, but I know some people that's way more overrated than him.
Can't hate on Big O for one. Our boy Robert Wilkins, the attorney, says can't hate on Big O for wanting to go viral. All right, Mark, you go first, bro. Because we still got more about this. Because there's other people we got to call out. Calling out names is gonna be about this as well. Rob Parker.
I don't like the attack of the players of today.
I don't either.
If you don't like the game, then you just don't like the game. You don't have to watch it. I say it, and I do it all the time.
Don't watch.
Just don't watch it. Like, if y'all want to watch 90s basketball, go on YouTube. Watch 90s basketball there. The game has progressed. The game has elevated. Is making more money than it's ever had.
$76 billion television deal.
Obviously, it's something that's going on that's making the game entertainment to some and business-wise very lucrative. Now, the style has changed, the eras has changed, the physicality has changed, all that's changed. I just don't like the attack on today's players because they didn't play in the 90s, or they didn't play in the 80s, or they didn't play in the era that you like. Fam, if you just don't like this era of basketball, shut the fuck up and stop watching.
That's it.
Nobody, they're not. If you stop watching it, if the 12 of y'all stop watching it, I promise you, they're still making $70 billion a year.
Nick.
This falls into. I'm pretty sure you're gonna bring this up in the next segment. Into what Draymond said not too long ago about how the older guys don't respect today's game.
Yep.
And he,
I didn't want to bring that up, but yeah, you're right.
see, and here's the thing I don't like about that, because sometimes, look, here's the thing. I fall into the stage of prime example. A good player in the league that I hate watching is Wembanyama. I hate watching him play. He is too good of a player to be playing the way that he's playing. I cannot stand it. But guess what? I'm not going to go and just shit on Victor Wembanyama because I know he's a good player. I just don't like his style of play. But he's still a great player. I'm not going to be like, this generation is trash. Because I'm like, no, I'm just like, man, I wish that these dudes played in the paint more. That's all I'm gonna say. Because you're 7'3", but you playing like you're 6'3". That makes no sense. You wasting your height at that point. So, but then I always remind myself, it's not the same game it was. It's not even the same game it was 5 years ago. It's not the same game it was 10 years ago. It's definitely not the same game it was when I first started watching basketball as a little kid. And to be honest with you, this air sucks bottom line 28. It's not soft. Here's the thing. The shit that the physicality, quote unquote, that people talk about they love so much, that shit's not basketball. It's not basketball. You want to know why it's not basketball? When I was younger, if you play physical on the court at the park, guess what happens? They call a foul every time. Am I lying, Mark? They call fouls.
Hey Nick, you're absolutely right. Because I'm gonna tell you this: everybody who say this game is soft, like you said, when you was playing the park, you let them get touched, it's a foul.
Yep. You think the referees is bad? Go to your local park and see the referees that sit on the sideline. that's playing the game. Those referees, they call the foul for everything, and you got to shoot for your foul. So it's like my thing is like when they bring up the like a lot of the shit that happened in the night, like that shit was fouls, dog. There's no like clotheslining is not part of basketball. Is it entertaining to watch? Of course it is. Chaos is always entertaining to watch.
To who? But it's entertaining to watch to who? There's a reason why they stopped doing that shit.
Yeah, because of Jordan. Wait, I said that out loud. My fault. But it's like this, dog. I'll give you a prime example. Like when maybe like certain, I hate the narrative of these players couldn't play back then. But when you say they can't play right now, oh man, they could like nah, man, it works the same way. It works the same exact way. You say, if these guys back then were to come up in this era, they'd be able to do this because of this and that. Well, if they played back then, they'd be able to do the same exact thing. Imagine Victor Wembanyama being 7'3" playing back then. Guess what he would happen? He'd be lifting weights. He'd be like about 30 pounds heavier, and would be an absolute problem.
Niggas coming for the soft ass league.
Man, come on, Fat. You got an option to watch, dog. You watch. I mean, if your team is winning, people aren't complaining. But it's entertaining though.
Listen, man, I say this all the time. My era, our age group, is starting to sound like my pop's era. When it was the early 90s and on.
Tell you right.
Dog. We live in the era of in the world of my era is better than yours no matter what.
Yep.
And there's no way we can compare. There's no way we can say which one's best. But what we doing this in, because I grew up in this era, this is how I grew up in, I got nostalgia to it, it's better than everything else. Man, we argue with our older generations about how the 90s was better than the 70s. Fam, they was doing.
Exactly.
We have to
it's the same exact thing.
Stop that shit. We can appreciate and find, if you like it, find what you like about it and enjoy that shit. If you can't find nothing to enjoy about it, stop watching.
Hold up, Fat. I hate when
Oh,
people use that.
oh,
It's inner.
oh,
Do not use the
oh,
F word when it
no.
comes up. It is. Because you got a lot of people. See, a lot of people doing the same stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now, Nick. Watch Wednesday Sports4U Wrestling. I got to call in our names just for this specific topic. Because everybody thinks their era was better
Wrestling,
than the previous era.
mm-mm,
Sometimes you gotta
it's
just
not.
open your eyes and evolve. Man, come on, man. I mean, NFL too
And even if
often
it
really on
is, so the NFL is definitely not soft. The NFL
bro.
does not let you over here knock people's heads off the way you used to back in the day.
They're not. Look, they cater rules for the quarterback, which I mean is what it is. But ain't no way the league's soft. Dude's still out there getting broken legs and concussions every game, man. Almost. All
Mm-hmm.
right. But but when you talk about dudes from other eras who want to talk about that stuff, Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh my God.
Public enemy
Oh
number
man.
one. With Shaq.
The biggest header of them all.
On his podcast, the big podcast with Shaq, with Roy Wood Jr., and somehow somebody by the name of LeBron Raymond James came up to be the topic of discussion. I wonder why.
Oh,
longevity is a byproduct of the change in the physicality of the game, too.
Definitely.
Okay.
Less physical. Right now, you get a flagrant foul, you get fined, suspended. Like, guys ain't even fouling hard no more. Back before I played, it was crazy. But when I played, it was crazy. But even before, like the 80s going to 90s, it was probably more physical then. But, you know, people get mad. It's just a product of what I see. I've seen what greatness is. Been there, played with them. I don't see that all the time over here. So you want me to give these the same props I'm giving them? That shit will never happen. So you can call it hate if you want. But even with the word hate, like these kids that like to throw that word around. If you ain't great and I'm great, how the fuck can I hate on you? That don't make no sense. I'm in the building. You're not in the building. So how the fuck can I hate on you? You know, people say Charles and I, we're ruining the game talking about the product because the product is shit. Fuck, show me greatness. Like, y'all pay a lot of money for these shoes, and I want to see be great. And I'm going to always stay on them and motivate them to be great. They can call it hate I want, but I ain't sucking these out just because they're making $400 million. A lot of these can't play, and they know it. In any era, they can't play. I'm just saying. Pick and roll, one-on-one. I fucking can't play, dog. Joker could play. Giannis could play. Dame, a couple of these guys could play, but a lot of these can't play. Like Ben Simmons, that motherfucker need to be arrested.
What about like a Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum can play. He's all right. I'm not going to bash him, but Ben Simmons need to be all right. $250 for that shit.
Arrested, did you say?
Arrested. $250 million for that boy. Get the fuck out of my face. Robbing people, man. Can't do that.
He's basically saying LeBron, and I don't know if I heard about I play and they said it, but he's basically saying that's LeBron benefits from playing in a less physical NBA.
How long did Kareem play?
20 years. Look, are y'all sure about? Hey Sam, come on now. Shaq didn't say one line. Come on now.
My thing with Shaq is what you should know is a product of what you're getting paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, remove yourself from the seat that you in, and then let somebody who actually enjoyed the game of basketball get that spot, dog. It's killing me because I remember on just a couple of weeks ago when that nigga said, what Duke said, Chauncey Billups was the coach of Detroit.
Yeah, he's not. It's JD Bickerstaff.
I'm like, fam, this is getting hilarious at this point now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all feel like this about the game, then y'all probably shouldn't be in a position of getting paid to talk about the game.
Bingo.
And then you hold up, nigga. I got this real quick before you go. Shaq want to talk about Ben Simmons stealing money. Dog, didn't you tell a story about how Sarge told you? You see that guy? You was watching a game when he was in high school, and you heard that John Contact got like $18 million from the Atlanta Hawks back in the 80s or something. And he was like, if he can get 18 million, you should go get 18. You can go get that. So dudes were getting money. Dudes who were underperforming were always getting paid, Shaq. So don't start that now that Ben Simmons need to be arrested. Ben Simmons, granted, he brought a lot of that on himself. But no one forced the Sixers to give him that money. No one forced
And
him.
he was actually good when he got that contract.
Like, come on, Zach. You said last night that Brandon Pajemski was pulling up in the parking lot like your boy Mike Pemberton.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the
Mike
fuck out of
Pemberton
here.
was pulling up like Brandon Pajemski, dog.
That nigga was put up in a Toyota Corolla.
You got Mike Pemberton his first car. You tell everybody that story. Come on, man, Shaq.
Niggas want one side of it.
Come on, man.
Nobody want to hear it.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick. By the way, UConn up 25, and UCLA is not even at. It's got 39 points through 3 quarters.
Here's the thing though. In life, everything progresses. You know, like if you were born in the 80s, you would say the generation that you grew up in was the best generation. If you grew up in my generation, you say the generation that I grew up in was the best generation. The motherfuckers who are older than us say that the generation they grew up in is the best generation. Okay, how is that going to benefit what's going on right now? You're either going to be stuck in nostalgia or you're going to accept the product that's at hand. Again, you don't have to watch it if you don't like it. I went through a season where I didn't watch basketball because I didn't like it. I was a kid, but I still didn't watch it because I didn't want to. It was just like basketball scene. Football was more exciting to me than basketball at that time, so I shifted my focus right on over to football. When basketball became exciting to me again, I started watching basketball again. So it's just, especially for somebody like, I'll give you a prime example. Shaq is doing the same exact thing that he said that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did to him.
Mm-hmm.
The same exact thing he said the older guys did to him when he first got into the league.
He said it. He said it right. I give a prime example. He said him and Bill, when Bill Walton died, he admitted it. He and Bill Walton didn't have the best relationship.
Nope.
And it wasn't until Luke got drafted by the Lakers that they finally made peace, and then and everything. But Shaq and Bill Walton never had a good relationship because Bill Walton was calling games on NBC back in the day, and he was critical of Shaq.
Sure was.
Like I said, but when Luke got to the Lakers and they became close, that was when Shaq and Bill finally had a man-to-man talk, and Bill explained to him what he wanted to see from him. Same stuff Kareem wanted to see from him. The same stuff Jerry West told him when they signed him. The reason why they sent him to Montana to go get Phil Jackson out of retirement. Both sides of the story, bro. Go ahead, Nick.
And here's the thing. Today is the game is full of 3-pointers. It is what it is. Like, that's just the way the game is. Like, a lot of, and to be real with you, there are some guys that played back in the day that if their game would not translate well into today's game. And the same thing works and vice versa. So what? People are like, oh, if Steph Curry was back in the day, he would have. Somebody said he would have broke him. Okay, so y'all couldn't foul him. I mean, y'all couldn't guard him, so y'all gonna foul him. That's all I heard.
Basically, they said, like, older player said, if Steph was playing, and Mark, I'll let you piggyback on this. Basically, if Steph was playing in the league back in the day, and he was having those early issues with his ankles, they would have made sure that he would never got on the court. They would have tripped him, made him fall, all that.
Can I just say I don't believe nobody said that. I think Stephen A. Smith just said some bullshit and just said a source said.
It could be, but it does sound like some 80.
But let's just go with somebody did say that. Do you mean kind of like how Muhammad Abdul-Rauf was killing niggas? You mean like that, right? Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's an evolved version of Muhammad Abdul-Rauf. Pretty much. It's just a evolved version of Jackson. That's all it is.
And that nigga couldn't be stopped.
I don't want to hear that shit, man. We got like it's a lot of like people that trying to negate what today's players are doing just to take away their greatness, man. Like, you can appreciate, in my mind, don't get me wrong, the 90s is the best era to me. But I don't have to shit on today's basketball to prove that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can watch and enjoy what I watch from this era of basketball. I don't like everything about the era of basketball.
I agree.
But I can enjoy what I do like and just watch it for that. Like we don't have to shit on nothing else, dog. Like all that shit is dumb. That's horrible for the game of basketball.
It's real bad. Very bad.
And
it's horrible for sports in general.
I can speak on this more than I can, but I think basketball might be the worst at doing that shit, dog.
They are.
Easily.
You hear that in baseball.
Easily.
You might in baseball. You know, in baseball,
that shit trash, man.
You don't see that. You don't see that a lot in football. You see a lot of football. Obviously, people complain about the way the rules change, but you don't see like players just when the old timers see these young guys. It's a moment. Go back to the NFL 100 season when you had Ray Lewis sitting in the room with like Willie Lanier and guys like that, or you bridging the gap and bridging the gap and stuff in generations, and they got this to say like, man, you know, you really helped me. Like I get one of the prime examples I remember in recent memory. Adrian Peterson was playing for the Redskins, the Commanders. It was Saquon's rookie year. I didn't compare with that one. But Adrian Peterson went out of his way and went up to him and was like, look, man, I like what you're doing. You're going to be next. He just told him, like, look, just keep your head up. I know you're not good, but he told him. I'll give you one that's even crazier. Kevin O'Connell this past season, the reigning coach of the year of the Minnesota Vikings, their Sunday night game when they were playing the Colts, and this was when Anthony Richardson got benched. He went over to Anthony Richardson. How many times you know the coach of the other team going over to the other team's quarterback and telling him like, dude, they believe in you. You're a kick-ass player. Don't let this stumble you. You get back out there and put in work. I'm a fan of your game. You know what I'm saying? And look what happened. Anthony Richardson got out, and still the jury's out on him as a starting quarterback for a decade. But you're seeing instances where you don't see like NBA players not going up to players and telling them like, you know what, I appreciate you.
I think it's jealousy, dog. Honestly,
it is.
I think it's on both ends. I think the players of today is jealous because no matter what they do, you won't be able to be better than Jordan. I wasn't even going to that. Like you have people asking, is Jokic better than Weber, right? And if we would have had somebody in the 90s that was putting up Jokic numbers, it would never be a fucking question.
Right.
And so I think that today's players have a problem with that. Versus, I also think the older players is mad because of the state of the game is at now. Like the money that these players is making. Yeah, these bench players.
Bingo! That's what it is.
$11 million a year. And I think honestly it's jealousy there because a lot of these players think, man, I was way better than that. And you know, like he focused on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons got 250. I know you're thinking if I would have played in this era, it would have been up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
And so I think it's like I said, it's a jealousy on both ways, dog. And I don't think that shit will ever end, man. That should today's players I think is more open to the younger players than I think the past generations have been.
And I'm gonna say this, and we'll move on to the next topic. These players are still underpaid today.
Yep.
Sure
LeBron is very underpaid.
Yep.
Steph Curry is underpaid.
Yep.
Jokic is underpaid.
Yep.
If you put it like this, you take the MLB system in the NBA, a lot of these teams are going bankrupt.
Yep. The amount of money these players bring in just off of them alone is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh man, LeBron is easily $50 million. He's making $50 million now. At his peak,
even now today, he's grossly underpaid. Grossly underpaid.
Like, remember during the lockout, I remember Shannon Brown came on Max Marcellus, and that was the rumors about a team in Italy was going to pay Kobe $50 million just for 1 year. And they asked him, like, would you go over to play overseas? If the NBA season started, was like, if they offer me that money they offer Kobe, I'm gone. I was like, yeah. Because they're not, I mean, now we know overseas money's different, but still, LeBron is overpaid, underpaid, dog.
Actually, overseas money might be better. Because if you go over
it will be better.
And I know that you don't pay for shit as a player over there. You don't pay for room, you don't pay for food, you don't pay for none of that shit over there. So imagine pocketing all that money.
Imagine LeBron getting Messi like money. Ronaldo.
You said he getting Messi money.
Getting money like Lionel Messi. Chill,
Oh,
dog.
nigga.
Like Cristiano Ronaldo.
You mean like?
I'm about to get up out of here.
Yo, you all right?
Oh, my bad.
Like the money the Galaxy paid David Beckham.
Hey, that movie, David Beckham, what was that?
Don't ask me. Don't ask.
All right.
All right, but speaking of Steph Curry,
They said Michael Jackson produced that, right?
yo, you all right, man?
I mean, not Michael. I'm sorry, Puff. They said Puff produced that, right?
Oh, man, we're not doing. Nope.
This nigga's a sicko.
Shout out to Dylan.
Then forget it then. Never mind.
Y'all crazy, man. But speaking of current players,
Hey, hold on.
Steph Curry, man. Like, so
John.
Let's speaking of
John. The Clippers are up by 20 with 4 minutes left in the second quarter, and Zubac already has 10 rebounds. All right, go ahead. Thank you, Magic.
traded that dude for Mike Muscala. Trade that dude for Mike Muscala. Speaking of big man, international big man, how about when Nikola Jokic the other night?
Jesus Christ.
10 and 10. That same night, Steph Curry goes to 52, 10, 8. Doing what?
No, he came back in the game.
Oh my God.
That nigga said doing what?
He blocked the shot, but he hit a stump on the rim.
Oh man. But look what these dudes did the other night. So, and oh man, I got you, man. I got another person calling our names. But Jokic, Steph, balling. But then last night, we talk about players who couldn't play in the era, and obviously not appreciating greatness. If y'all didn't appreciate what we saw last night from LeBron James and Steph Curry in prime time,
I need to finish that game.
I put it, and that was the last regular season game in Steph because I was
good. Get them to know, man.
But last night, the King and the Chef, 37 points, 30, both had 30 over 30 and 6, and both made at least 4 threes. Joker is ridiculous. No,
wait, put that picture.
This was Steph. He went
37, 6, and 4 in the bottom with
33, 95.
And made.
Let's salute to the greatness, man.
Yeah, but LeBron couldn't play one-on-one. We'll get to that and call down names. Man. The what?
And let me get back to this soft. It should be a soft. And you know what's so funny?
What's that?
Again, people who call the NBA soft, if they got fouled at the court, like how they want
they call the foul. They're calling the foul. There's no way.
But they want to watch on TV. Anyway, go ahead, John. My bad.
No, man. So, but yeah, this game. Well, I mean, with this week it's been crazy in the West. I don't know. Right now, we haven't turned to the game. I'll turn to it after the conclusion of this game. But Warriors and Nuggets are playing
over with, John.
Yeah, really.
Shout out to Steph and LeBron for that. Every time it seems like now, every time they play, dog, you get these games from them.
I do not want to see this series in the first round. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a Laker fan. I don't want to see the Warriors. That's going.
No, I wouldn't.
That is going.
John, is your superstar Ding Dong? What's up?
I don't know.
What
the heck is that?
Hey, John, what's on your TV?
Oh, I don't know.
Yo,
there's a reason why the screen is. Never mind.
Yo, John.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Wow.
I don't know what that is. Chill. But
John got a ding dong on screen.
Man, that game last night was. I do not want to see the Warriors in the first round at all. I'll say it. I do not want to see them lose in the first round. Clearly, the question was asked today on Get Up.
Excuse me?
On ESPN.
Oh.
Has the Jimmy Butler trade been more impactful than the Luka trade?
What was y'all at before the Luka trade?
They were number 2.
And then,
No, y'all weren't.
And we was pretty much running around, pretty much playing tournament.
and then y'all got up to number 2. And there was a playing tournament.
John,
They
y'all was not in the play-in tournament when y'all made that trade. No, y'all were not. Y'all were above that.
5. Yeah.
I think that
No.
And basketball wise, but this Jimmy Butler trade to Golden State might be one of the most perfect fits that we've ever seen, man. Like, this shit is crazy.
Rob said there's not an easy first round match for the Lakers except possibly Memphis, which probably ends up facing OKC or Houston.
You crazy? You think that's gonna be an easy matchup?
Me and Nick said this last night. If the Lakers and the Clippers were in the Eastern Conference, like in the 4th or 5th seed in the East, which is crazy because the Clippers are now like either 7 or the 8th seed in the West right now.
Yep.
By the way, the Nuggets are up. The Nuggets are up 7 right now. I mean, the Warriors up. But yeah, we gotta appreciate what we're seeing from Steph and LeBron because
it's because of the aerosol. That's why.
Yeah, but what do we know? We're just fans.
I have a question.
Yeah, I'll definitely talk about that. But yeah, we gotta get to calling out names because this is gonna continue. They're gonna continue this conversation about players not being able to play in errors.
I agree with LeBron. The youngest would have got 2.
But so I got 2 calling out names. So I'm gonna start this, but I'm gonna get this one out the way because it's gonna be the quick one. All right, Mark, Nick was lost. Nick will be back in a second. But Rob says I don't think Memphis would be easy, but I think that team is a step behind Golden State, Denver, Minnesota, and the Clippers.
Listen, man. I've been saying this about the Lakers. Good pass, Steph. I've been saying this about the Lakers. The Lakers have the ability, and I think they can beat anybody in the West. But at the same time, it's a couple of teams I can see them flipping up to, dog.
Yeah, I can see them. I don't know who they're gonna lose to, but I can see them. I can see them losing. I can see them losing to somebody in the West too. I can see them losing to somebody.
Oh, Nick, I need a beat too, dog. I told you.
Oh yeah, I got you. Crazy pause too. Hold on.
But let's get to calling on that. It's like some video from the other day, and I'm gonna give Mark credit because he said this 2 years ago, and this video pretty much makes Mark look like a prophet. I'm just gonna play the video. Wait, what happened? You'll see. If you know, you know.
Conley to Anthony Edwards. Gordon is there, and he threw it away. It's a turnover. 2-on-1. Brown, Westbrook. No. Rebound Alexander Walker. Final seconds. Here we go. Conley the other way. Edwards looks at the clock. Drives. Feeds. Forwards.
They got a foul.
They got a
foul on the three-point shot.
It's a foul on the three-point shot.
Russ.
Oh man.
Westbrook proven what's to Mark. Mark's been saying this forever. Has no basketball IQ. And boy, did he prove it last night. I mean, on Tuesday night. So, Mark, before I get to my other series calling out names, your thoughts on Russell Westbrook? Pretty much Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook as a player, I just don't think teams will ever win a championship with him as a point guard. It's too much game being decided by point guards, and he makes horrible decisions. In the lieu of game time of game deciding plays. I don't think you would win with him as a starting point guard.
Nick, both our teams had him. And you was the first one who said look, I agreed. The Russell Westbrook. I was wrong thinking that Bron can play with anybody. Y'all was right. Russell Westbrook clearly did not fit with the Lakers. Should have came off the bench from day one. Darvin waited. They waited till Darvin got there to do it, and eventually
his hands in the pocket.
Pause.
And then he was playing pocket pool.
Also,
he was playing that Prince song.
All right, chill. But and then he ended up going to y'all Clippers for a year and a half, but y'all stupid. But let's be real. Fast said Russ wasn't mad with the Clippers.
He wasn't bad with us.
Making has always been a question.
Dog, I don't know. Russ is crazy. All right, there we go. Y'all hear me?
All right. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, Russ is. I don't know because that play that he messed up the other day was crazy. I ain't finna lie to you. That layup he missed was crazy. I mean, wild. But Fat's right. He wasn't bad with the Clippers. He came off the bench the way he was supposed to, and he helped us win some games where we needed him to do what he had to do when he won the game. But overall, what Mark said is right though. If he's gonna be your starting point guard, there is a ceiling. Great individual player, one of the greatest unappreciated talents that we just seen.
All right,
but yeah, that's it.
All right, my next call out names on up, but I gotta call my guy Tracy McGrady on calling on names. T-Mac, you my guy, man, but I didn't think you was gonna.
I think the greatest one-on-one basketball player of all time is.
It's hard to decipher that, man, because if you look at LeBron, right? I think LeBron has been amazing for 22 freaking years, and he's been the best basketball player for God knows how long. But if you put him in one-on-one, I think he'll get crushed.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. I think he'll get crushed amongst guys that are actually in NBA, and I'm sure LeBron will tell you that because his game is naturally built for 5-on-5. He's not a one-on-one basketball player. Kobe is a one-on-one basketball player. Kyrie is a one-on-one basketball player. James Harden, these guys are one-on-one basketball players, and LeBron can't do anything with that.
That's your guy. Y'all talking.
What was I got this one. I don't know what's. Here's the thing. Like, I think people get too caught up in one-on-ones because there's a lot of great role players who will shit on stars who are one-on-one. But the thing is, basketball is a team sport. You're not going out there just playing one-on-one. You feel me? Like that's something you do. First and foremost, for him to say that he's making it seem like LeBron will just get completely shitted on if he went one-on-one. I highly doubt that's true. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you have to eventually guard him.
Play bully ball.
Exactly. One-on-one game is completely different. He can just go ahead and just have to play bully ball. If you don't believe he can't play bully ball against some of these players, go out on the head. I think everybody gets caught up in the fact that a lot of people couldn't beat Michael Beasley. There's a lot of people that lose one-on-one to Michael Beasley right now still.
It's a lot of people that have lost one-on-one to Michael Beasley.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
A lot of your favorite
for
players,
sure.
player lost more than one to Michael Beasley.
Michael Beasley was a freaking cheat code, dude.
Only thing I would say about this is, I'm not totally mad about what T-Mac said. I don't know about Crush.
That's why they got
but when you look at how some of these higher level players play one-on-one, they play 3 dribbles and shot has to go up. If you're playing 3 dribbles and shot going up, LeBron can play with anybody one-on-one.
Like I said, there's no rules. He might not win.
That's not true.
I don't know about no rules. So that basically means he can basically just elbow and steamroll anybody. Come on now, what are you talking about?
I think we have LeBron being chump. I think that's what the problem is. We have LeBron being chump. I think that's what the problem is. Like I said, it's some of these players that I don't think LeBron will beat one-on-one. And what Tracy McGrady's name is the top of the top.
Yeah.
There's not many people who ever walk the planet that can beat Kobe one-on-one. There's not many players in the planet who can beat Kyrie one-on-one. Yes,
exactly.
But if you put him in one-on-one with a lot of these other players, dog, I don't think being crushed is gonna be the outcome. And I don't think he gets crushed by them players one-on-one. Like I said, I think Kobe wins.
All right. Look, T-Mac's my guy. And clearly when he was at his peak, nobody was effing with him. It was him and Kobe. So I get what you're saying. Now if you said asking him one-on-one with LeBron, could you beat him one-on-one? I guarantee you that my answer would be yeah, because T-Mac was a better offensive player than LeBron. So was Kobe. So was James. The names he named. But like you said, to say he gets crushed, I think that was a little bit overreaction. But I get what T-Mac was saying. It got some clicks it got some views. But
and my thing is why we so focused on LeBron? I think nobody said what Steph Curry do one-on-one. Why nobody saying what Kevin Durant do one-on-one? Nobody saying what Kay Cunningham do. Nobody saying what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander do.
A 40-year-old.
People so focused. Never mind. I get it. I know why.
Well, there were some people focused on Steph Curry, and one of them was Rob Parker.
Just not the greatest shooter of all time, and that's where we're going to put this. Because I'm still going to say I would take a lot of other players before I would take Steph Curry in a big moment. And this is what I'm saying, Kelvin, it's real simple. I get you can make all the threes in the world. But when you call somebody the greatest shooter, it means under any circumstance, you would want him to have the ball when you need a basket. Do you agree with that or not?
No, that is two different things, dude. What are you talking about?
Let me get this first, because this is part 2 to this. Let me be clear. There was not all the time where the best player made the biggest shot in NBA history. If that's the case, we would never heard of Derek Fisher. We never heard of John Paxson. We never heard of Steve Kerr. Kenny Smith.
Robert Ory.
Big shot Rob.
Chauncey Billups.
They called Chauncey Mr. Big Shot.
That's what they used to call me.
Come on, man. Did Rob Parker see what he did in the Olympics?
He really didn't. He must have.
Yes, he did, because Rob Parker said that he should have. I think Rob Parker said he should have won MVP. I mean, he should have won the Olympic MVP over LeBron.
Well, we all know that's what that's about. You know, he had to pick the
That's
last two, even his odds. So
he had to pick the closest thing to what?
Hey, come on, Rob. But that's not all. But Rob, yeah, you crazy. Because him and my guy Kevin Washington used to be at 17. Now, you know, the Spectrum News 1, and he co-hosts The Odd Couple with Rob Parker on Fox Sports Radio. They had another discussion about Steph Curry.
Top 7 all-time three-point leaders. I'm going to name a guy. You tell me whether or not you want Steph Curry or player X to shoot the clutch shot, okay? Steph Curry or number 7, LeBron James?
Give me LeBron.
LeBron.
Steph Curry or number 6, Reggie Miller?
Reggie Miller.
Oh, you know Reggie. He's my top 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Steph Curry or number 5, Klay Thompson?
Klay.
Clay. I don't know.
Clay's
That's
made
a
big
wash.
shots. Are you kidding?
Yeah, give me Clay. But that one's washy. Go ahead, Clay.
Steph Curry or Damian Lillard?
Damian
Dame.
Lillard.
Easy. Dame. Easy.
Steph Curry or Ray Allen?
Ray Allen all day.
And number 2, Steph Curry or James Harden?
Wow. I might have to take James. No,
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Give me
James
Steph.
because he's made 1 or 2. Steph has
You
made
hope
none.
that? No, you said it with a question mark.
Right,
Like,
Steph?
Mark,
I'm cool.
go ahead, Mark. This is funny, man. This is funny, man.
What are we talking about? Listen, I seen a meme going around where they said they got to stop selling podcast equipment. I agree. After hearing that shit, I fucking agree. These niggas is bona fide idiots. Listen, man. Listen. If we got to come up with new creative ways to hate, then do your shit.
Dame Lillard threw me. I understand Reggie and Ray, but Dame, you ain't got to look, man. I'm gonna let Nick talk about the Dame part. But let me be clear. Y'all basically take every person Steph Curry that passed on the 3-point list and say he's basically not more clutch than him. Like I just said, you don't have to be the best shooter. You don't have to. This was Skip's stupid argument with LeBron where he don't have a walk-off shot. And he finally got a walk-off shot on a layup against the Pacers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference. He ain't say nothing about it then. By the way, Skip said some wild stuff about Luka last night on Twitter. Pause.
Oh yeah, that was a pause of the year.
But I'm like, what are we talking about?
That's why I'm calling out names too.
What are we talking about, man? I mean, look, if it's Game 6 tonight, move out the way. Reggie Miller, come on, man.
I'm not
mad at Reggie Miller. I'm not mad at Ray Allen.
I'm not mad at Reggie Miller. Yeah, I'm not mad at those two.
But don't tell me Dame Lillard. And look, I love LeBron, but we all know if the push came to shove, I flip the coin. If I'm getting Steph to shoot the ball with LeBron, I'm not going to be mad at that.
I'm choosing Steph to shoot the ball.
But I'll tell you, come on, man. Go ahead, Nick. And we'll go back to Mark.
No, I got this. This is
about this.
Yeah, this is.
West Parker Daddy is crazy.
This nigga's out of pocket. All right, so look, here's the thing. I don't even see the logic in behind the decisions that he's saying. It's just hate. There's no logic behind it.
Mark knew what he was saying.
Like, it doesn't even make any sense. You mean to tell me that you're choosing? First and foremost, David Lillard claim to fame is a game-winning shot over Paul George,
which was a bad.
That is David Lillard's. Let's not do that. It was a bad shot, but Paul George is an idiot for even saying that. But it's like, come on, dog. Like, you mean to tell you're choosing his teammate to shoot it over him? They're both shooters, but this is crazy. I don't see the logic behind that at all. I've seen Steph hit game winners, walk-offs. I've seen that happen. I've seen him make shots where he didn't have to even make the game-winning shot because he already made the shots beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people get you. Here's my thing. What would you rather do? Would you rather hit the shot that the buzzer beater shot, or make a bunch of shots so you don't have to make the buzzer beater shot?
I'd rather be up, make the shots so I don't have to have a buzzer beater. Period.
Why put yourself in a predicament to rely on fate? It makes no sense. So I don't agree with nothing they said about that. I have nothing else to say about it. Rob Parker is an idiot. I don't like discussing Rob Parker because nothing he says is out of logic. It's all out of just personal vendettas, and that's the reason why he's not on any major networks anymore.
And let me be clear with Kelvin. And Kelvin's a cool dude, but I know he's never been a fan of Steph Curry. Kelvin's from Detroit, and he felt like the hype when Steph Curry was starting at his peak in 2015, 2016, he felt like a lot of people kept putting him over Isaiah Thomas. So just give you some insight there. So that's the other part with it. So, but Mark, go to your calling out names.
Skip Bayless. Yeah.
Pause.
Skip Bayless.
Pause. I know it's going. Pause.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, did you see what he said last night?
I did.
Nope. What'd he say?
He said, look thick.
Yeah. Pause. Pre-pause. That nigga said Luka looking thick out there.
Whoa. Wait. Ain't no way he said that. Y'all niggas is lying.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It's on Twitter right now. I don't want to see the screenshot, dog, but it's on Twitter right now.
Don't send me nothing like that. You keep that shit to yourself.
And they said the Lakers are being led by an undrafted free agent. I'm like, all right, we're not doing that. But yeah, that was a wild pause.
Wait. No, he did not say that. All right. Go ahead. I'm cool. I don't want to discuss Skip Bayless no more either.
Who you got, Nick?
I actually have you on call out name, John.
What I do?
You want to know what you did? All right, let's break it down.
Wait,
So
over Joe Milton?
Never mind. This is what you did, John. Who have you mentioned this week on today's show for having great games? You mentioned Joker. You mentioned Steph. You mentioned LeBron and Steph's game. You're missing somebody.
The Undertaker.
Chill.
No, you're missing Giannis.
Oh my God, you're right.
There's no way we're going to skip over Giannis having 20 assists in the game and 17 rebounds. Yes.
Had a game. I think he had 35 points, 18 rebounds, and 20 assists.
Dog, wait.
Giannis dropped $20 last night.
Everybody stop. No, for real, y'all messing with me, dog. Like y'all
watch.
I'm about to go to it right now.
I didn't see that. And y'all, this April Fool.
No, I'm telling you, I'm going to pull the stat line right now. 37 points, 17 rebounds, 20 assists on 63% field goal shooting.
And John didn't even mention it.
I told you, that's on me. That is on me.
That's all. I was waiting.
Hey, LeBron was right.
Giannis had 30. This was against the Sixers last night.
Nah,
Giannis had 35 points, 20 assists, and 17 rebounds.
I don't care. LeBron was right. 250.
Damn that, 250 assists.
Mark, you've already seen a nigga like Giannis in the league already. We've already seen a Giannis in the league before Giannis. You know who he was?
His name was Will.
David Robinson. No, his name is David Robinson.
Ooh, that's a good comp. The Admiral.
Look at the Admiral's game.
Yeah, that did happen.
His game is Giannis. They're similar builds. They probably got similar strength. Admiral's probably a little bit stronger. Well, I wouldn't give him a little bit stronger, but I don't know. Giannis strong as hell too. But dog, that's who Giannis would be in any other era. He'd be David Robinson.
No,
we're not going to
200. I mean, he's getting 250 points in a game, dog. I'm with that.
Nigga, 37.
I'm with disrespecting the old eras now.
Hey, look, and that's with no overtime. Nope.
I totally
that's a sick nigga right there.
Hey.
20 and 6.
Hey.
Yeah.
With 1 3-pointer.
I'm standing on that line of we got to get some of these players, some of these people who don't really enjoy basketball out these seats, man.
I agree. Because they really are ruining the game. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, that's called out names. All right, final words. So Final four picks. I got Duke and Florida in the Natty Monday night.
Yeah, I got Duke and Florida.
Nick?
Same here.
All right. Who wins Sunday? South Carolina or UConn?
UConn.
UConn winning everything.
Yeah, I think Paige is going out. with a Natty.
Yeah, she ain't won one.
And she going right to the W with a Natty and being the number one pick. But Juju next year will be back.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna sit out.
I wouldn't be mad if she did.
And after hearing what Nick was saying, I think he's right. Go let Kennedy run that team. Get that year of her being the star on that team. And so when she come back, it's gonna be crazy. And they getting the top recruit. I think she like top 5 recruit in the country going to SC.
Well, we will definitely
that is facts.
We'll definitely talk about all that on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, what we'll talk about.
You want same thing?
Huh?
Touch on what Gilbert was saying about Cayenne.
Oh, we'll talk about that on Tuesday as well. So let me give you heads up what we got coming up Tuesday. We're gonna recap the Natties. We're gonna recap. Yeah, we heard what we gonna recap the Natties. We're gonna recap what Gilbert Arenas said on Cayenne Anthony being snubbed as McDonald's All-American.
Fucking right.
And we're gonna talk about a late NFL draft talk. We'll be 2 weeks away from the draft. Phil Yates has a mock draft out. Colorado had their pro day today, and we'll talk about that.
Somebody comment on Shedeur Sanders too.
So we'll definitely talk about that on Tuesday. So make sure you subscribe
Hey, John.
to the Sports4U podcast on YouTube. Yo.
Does Ovechkin break the record next time we on the show?
Does who break the record?
Ovechkin.
Oh yeah, he's tied right now. When we get back, we'll definitely talk. When we get back, he a record that has stood for almost 40 years.
Oh, like the,
pretty much like Kareem.
Wait. Nope. They're not.
This record for almost 40 years. No one came close to any of Gretzky's records. And Ovechkin will be and Alexander Ovechkin is now a goal away from surpassing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history. He's right now at 894. And obviously he's going to retire with over 900 goals. Think about that.
Oh shit, I won. And I just got a notification that Julio Jones has officially announced his retirement from the NFL.
Yo, Nick, you gotta chill. Yeah, he did. Julio Jones did post a video that officially announced his retirement from the NFL after 13 seasons. So salute to Julio.
I won yesterday.
Congrats. All right. So yeah, we'll talk about all those topics on Tuesday. Make sure you subscribe to the Sports4U podcast on YouTube. If you missed any of the show, you can go back and watch the replay. Obviously, like us on Facebook, follow us on X, Instagram, and TikTok at Sports4U podcast. We'll be posting clips of the show. I'll be buying throwback Rams jerseys for the draft coming up. I already got my throwback already. Shout out again. So we'll talk about that. And we gonna right?
Yeah.
And we'll preview Luka's return to Dallas which is happening on Wednesday. So have a good weekend. Be critical. Yo, Nick, you all right? Who made that noise, man?
That's hate.
Make sure y'all
Who did that?
That was a noise that Russell Westbrook made when he missed that layup.
Make sure y'all enjoy the women's national. No, the women's national. That nigga said enjoy that. What the fuck? And enjoy the national championship on Sunday. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. This has been another great episode of Sports4U. I'm John. That's Mark.
Yeah.
That's Nick Freeze. And
what it do?
We are gone.